Welcome to toy-polloi.
Hello and welcome to another video from toy-polloi, and in today's video we're taking a look at an all-new retro style figure from the Next 17, and that is Luke in the Bacta Tank. As you can see here, I have the new figure in hand, and I have to say it looks absolutely fantastic. You get the figure and you get the Bacta Tank, and it comes in this really cool box with some cardboard diorama pieces that you can display in the background. So let's take a closer look at the figure and we can see what it looks like in hand. So here we have the box for the new figure. This is all from the Next 17. I've previously reviewed a lot of their figures. I do go and check those out. I'll put a link to that at the end of this video and also in the description. And this is Luke in the Bacta Tank. This is the first time I think they've done a little sort of display and figure combo. As you can see, it comes in this nice box which shows you what you get. You get the Bacta Tank and you get the Luke figure. Let's take a closer look at the figure. At the moment I have him inside the Bacta Tank, but if I just pop that out, we can take a closer look at the figure. So this is an all new sculpt of Luke Skywalker after he's had a battle with a Wampo. You can see he's wearing a pair of white pants with a little belt around him. The rest of the figure is made out of a flesh coloured plastic, and if you look at his face you can see that the hair is sculpted in a way that it makes him look like he's a bit underwater. You can see he's got his eyes open, and then there's a little bit of scarring on his face. It really feels like a nicely made figure. It's got 5 points of articulation like all vintage Star Wars figures, so we can rotate the head, we can rotate the arms, and we can rotate the legs as well, and everything feels nice and solid. Unlike the other Next 17 figures, those all seem to have sort of had a paint application on them. This is actually made out of a flesh coloured plastic, so the only paint applications are on his pants, belt, the little buckles, and then also on his face there. The rest of the body is just made out of this flesh coloured plastic, and the detailing on it is really nice. I like the sculpt of the body. It's not too muscly, it's not too scrawny, so I think it does look quite like Luke Skywalker in the movie. It's a really nice little figure. On his feet you can see there are holes so you can put a display stand in him, but you don't need a display stand because he comes with this, which is the Bacta Tank, and this is made out of 3 pieces. We have a top and a bottom piece which are exactly the same, and then we have a perspex tube, and the top and bottom pieces clip really neatly onto that. You can see that's a pretty good fit, and this is where you can display the figure. All you have to do is take the top section off, you can drop the figure in like that, stand him up, and there we have Luke in his Bacta Tank. I think it's a really nice little item, certainly something that would be great for people doing dioramas and things like that. And as you know, on the channel here recently I've been making a few dioramas, so maybe I end up making something specifically for this figure to get him displayed. I have to say, as soon as I saw this, I actually thought it would be quite nice to have this figure hanging down, so I have made myself a little sort of modification to this display, so it looks like he's actually sort of hanging in water. All I used was a little bit of clear plastic and some nylon thread, and I've made this little thing here. So let me attach this to the figure and we can see what he looks like hanging in the Bacta Tank rather than standing on the bottom. So there we go, there's my little minor sort of update on this figure there, just a way of hanging him so it looks like he's floating in water. I think that's actually quite a nice little addition, and actually something that's very easy to do. So if you get this figure for yourself, it's a very simple thing to do, to add a few little bits of nylon and a panel on the top. You don't have to modify the tank at all, and it's easily removable. So if you want to put this back to original, you can do that because nothing has actually been changed on the figure. But yeah, I think that just adds that little bit extra to the Bacta Tank. It might actually be quite nice to add an LED or something in the top. I think I may come back to this in future and do a few more little modifications. So we have him floating and with an LED to light and shine down on him. I think that could be pretty cool. But even without that, this is a fantastic piece. I think it's a really nice addition to the Next 17's line of figures. The Next 17 have made some really interesting figures over the last few years, certainly things that Kenner would have never made, and I think this is up there with one of their best productions so far. It's a really nice, unique figure. It does look absolutely excellent. Yeah, very nice indeed. If you want to grab this figure for yourself, then head over to the next17.com. They have this figure and a whole selection of others that they've produced. I think some of the earlier figures that they've produced are now available in limited numbers, so do grab these things when you can. Once they've gone, they have gone, but this, yeah, is definitely a figure that's well worth getting. I'm really pleased to have this in my collection. So I do need to say a massive thank you to Graham from the Next 17 who very kindly sent this over to me. It's a really fun figure, and I'm really pleased to review it for you. Do go and check out the other reviews I've done of the rest of their selection of figures, because they are well worth checking out. If you've enjoyed this video, then make sure to hit the subscribe button and tap the bell to be notified each time I upload a new video. And if you've really enjoyed it and want to help me out here at toy-polloi, then why not think about becoming a Patreon? You get early access to all of my restoration videos and access to an exclusive video series called On the Cutting Mat. So have a think about that, and thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching toy-polloi. Subscribe for more great videos.